Hi, pals. Today we're going to be looking at worked examples on division of surd. In the previous exposition, we worked first on rationalization of surd and conjugation of surd. We said those two would come in handy when it comes to the main division of surd. So after all we learned on those two, it's high time we solved the redivision of surd. So here's the first question. Simplify 5 minus 3 root 2 divided by 6 plus 5 root 2. Now, what do we have here? Here we have a mixed surd. This is a major mixed surd. This is a mixed surd being divided by another mixed surd. Now, for us to be able to divide this successfully, it's very important that we have the knowledge of conjugation and rationalization. And don't forget that conjugation is a form of rationalization, but when it comes to conjugation, we are rationalizing something more complex. You're not rationalizing a simple pure surd or just a major surd. We are rationalizing either a mixed surd or a binomial surd. So what are we going to do first? The first thing we're going to do is to conjugate the denominator or the divisor. We could do that also to the one on top, but it's not best advised to conjugate what we have on top, because at the end of the day, there's no way we can express them as a single expression. You can't put it in a singular form. So the first thing we're going to do is to conjugate this. So that will be 5 up here minus 3 root 2 over 6 plus 5 root 2. So how do we conjugate? If you've not seen the previous exposition, I don't think you understand what we're about to take right now. So it's better for you to go over and see that. So 6 minus 5 root 2. Don't forget that for us to conjugate, you're going to be doing the same thing. We use the same values we have here. We repeat them on the other side in the other bracket. But the only thing we're going to change is the sign. If this is minus, here will become plus. If this is plus, here will be minus. So now for this to remain balanced, don't forget that we just introduced this in order to conjugate. Now this was not there before. 6 minus 5 root 2 was not there. All we had from the beginning was 5 minus 3 root 2 over 6 plus 5 root 2. So we brought this in. So whatever we bring in here, we also have to bring in, we also have to introduce it, I beg your pardon, to the one on top, that is to the numerator. So this 5 minus 3 root 2. So we also do the same thing to it. This 6 minus 5 root 2 also on top. So this can take out these easily. So once we do this, the next thing we're going to do now is to expand. We're going to work on the one on top first before work on the one under. So this is 5 minus 3 root 2 right up there. Then times 6 minus 5 root 2. Now don't forget this, we multiply all this. And after that, this one steps up to do the same thing. So 5 times 6 is 30. Don't forget that you have to really stay focused on the signs. 5 times minus 5 root 2 is minus 25 root 2. Minus 3 root 2 times plus 6. 3 times 6 is 18. Minus 18 root 2. Minus 3 root 2 times minus 5 root 2. Minus times minus is plus. Then after that, 3 times 5 is 15. Root 2 times root 2 is root 4. So what do we do next? Next we carry on. This 30 minus 25 root 2 minus 18 root 2. Now this radicands are the same thing. Don't forget under the rules of addition and subtraction of surd. So once the radicands are the same, you can combine the rational numbers together. Minus 25 minus 18 give us minus 43 root 2 plus 15 times square root of 4 is 2. 15 times 2 right away. So this 30 minus 43 root 2 plus 30. So what do we do next? Collect our like terms, bring together the 30 together. That's the two 30s. So 30 plus 30 minus 43 root 2. What do we have? Right here we have 60 minus 43 root 2. That's what we have on top. So what do we do next? The next thing we do, we are going to expand the one under, which is the major one that we conjugated. So let's complete the conjugation. This is plus 5 root 2 plus 6 minus 5 root 2. We're trying to conjugate right away. So 6 times 6 is 36. Then 6 times this 30 root 2. Then plus 5 root 2 times 6 is plus 30 root 2. Plus 5 root 2 times minus 5 root 2. Plus is minus. 5 times 5 is 25. Root 2 times root 2 is root 4. So what do we have there? This 36 minus 30 root 2 plus 30 root 2 takes out each other. So we have minus 25 times 2. So what do we have next? This 36 minus 25 times 2 is 50. So 36 minus 50 will give us minus 14. Now, after we've done this, the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to bring them all together. The numerator, we got 60 minus 43 root 2. The denominator, we got just minus 14. So we're going to bring them together using the division sign to connect them. So what do we have right up there? We have 60 minus 43 root 2 over minus 14. You could choose to leave our final answer this way, and you could also choose to leave our answer in a more simplified version. So how do we do that? First of all, we can decide to send the minus up there. Send the minus up there. So when we send the minus, everything here has a positive sign. So plus and minus gives us minus. That's minus 60 minus 43 root 2 over 14. So what do we do next? We open up the bracket. Minus 60 plus minus times plus minus. Minus times minus is plus 43 root 2 over 14. What do we do next? So that's going to be 43 root 2 minus 60. That's plus 43 root 2 minus 60 over 14. I can choose to simplify it. This could be my final answer if I wish. That's very correct. I want it to be perfectly simplified to to something that looks more like a mixed surd. So that will be 43 root 2 divided by 14. Then minus 60 over 14. So here that will be 43 over 14 root 2. Then minus 2 here, 30, 2 here, 7, minus 30 over 7. So this is our final answer at this very point. Question 2. Express 7 root 2 plus 3 root 3 divided by 4 root 2 minus 2 root 3 in the form of a plus b root c, where a, b, and c are natural numbers. Find a, b, and c. Now, this very question here is very much the same with the one up there that we just solved. But there's something we're going to do here that wants us to express it in this special format, more or less like the format we got our answer in, just like this. They want us to express whatever result we get in this format. And after we're done with that, they said A, B, and C are natural numbers. What are natural numbers? Natural numbers are positive numbers. So we call them natural numbers or positive numbers. So they said we should also find what A, B, and C are. So it's very simple to go about this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to conjugate the one we have under here. Don't forget that conjugation is a kind of rationalization, but here we're talking about binomial sort. So we can't just do our basic rationalization. So we'll conjugate this, and whatever we use to conjugate this, we're going to repeat it up there to bring about the balance. And after we're done with that, the next thing we do will be to bring them together and finish up. So let's carry on. Let's just dash to action. So the first thing we do here is 7 root 2 plus 3 root 3 over 4 root 2 minus 2 root 3. So we're going to conjugate this. So how do we conjugate? We repeat this two stars with just the opposite sign. So that will be 4 root 2 plus 2 root 3 right away. So whatever we do to this place, we also have to repeat it to the one on top. Let's repeat it. That will be 4 root 2 plus 2 root 3. So it's high time we got this expanded. So what's the first thing? That will be 7 root 2 times all the stuff right up there. So we're expanding right away. So 7 root 2 times 4 root 2, 7 times 4 is 28. That's 28 root 4. 7 root 2 times this. That will be plus 7 times 2, 14. Root 2 times root 3 is root 6. So we're done with the first one. So the next one, 3 root 3 times 4 root 2. That will be plus 3 times 4, 12. Root 3 times root 2 is root 6. Well done. Plus 3 root 3 times plus 2 root 3. That's plus times plus is plus. 3 times 2 is 6. Root 3 times root 3 will give us root 9. So we're done with that. So what do we have here? 28 times 2. Square root of 4 is 2. 14 root 6 plus 12 root 6. They have the same radical. We can combine them. That is 26. 14 plus 12 is 26. 26 root 6. Then plus square root of 9 is 3. So we're done with that. 28 times 2 is 56. Then 56 plus 26 root 6 plus 18. 56 plus 18. What are we going to get? That will give us 74 plus 26 root 6. So we're done with the numerator. So the next thing we're going to do now is to expand the denominator. That's the next phase. Let's expand the denominator. So 4 root 2 times 4 root 2, 4 times 4 is 16. So 16, root 2 times root 2 is root 4. 4 root 2 times 2 root 3, that's plus. 4 times 2 is 8. Root 2 times root 3 is root 6. Minus 2 root 3 times 4 root 2. Minus times plus is minus. 4 times 2 is 8. Root 3 times root 2 is root 6. Minus times plus is minus. 2 times 2 is 4. Root 3 times root 3 is root 9. Right on spot, that's 16. Square root of 4 is 2. So 8 root 6 minus 8 root 6, they take out each other. So minus 4 times square root of 9 is 3. So 16 times 2 is 32. Minus 4 times 3 is 12. 32 minus 12 is 20. So we've gotten the denominator, so we're set. So the next thing for us to do is for us to bring them together. So the one on top is 74 plus 26 root 6 over 20. So what do we do next? We have to simplify. 2 here, 2 can go in this, 2 can go in this, 2 can go in this. So since 2 can go in all of them, so we used to break each of them down. So 2 here, 3, 2 here, 7, 2 here, 13, 2 here, 10. So what do we have next? They want us to express it like this. This is a plus b root c. There's no denominator, no divisor here. So they want it to be in this format. So what do we do next? We just express it the way they want us to express it. So 10 we go in this, that'll be 37 divided by 10 plus 13 root 6 divided by 10. This is our final answer. We could choose to put it in decimal form, the decimal format. That's 3.7 plus 1.3 root 6. These it in the format they want us to put it. So it's already in a plus b root c format. So they say we should find a, b, c. So don't forget they said a, b, c are natural numbers. As you can see, they're all positive digits. This positive, this positive. So find a, b, c. So if 3.7, which is 37 over 10, plus 1.3 root 6 is the same as a plus b root c, it means a is equals to 3.7, b is 1.3, then c is root 6. Okay guys, here's a third and final example for today's lesson. So given that 1 over q is equals to root 3 minus 1 over root 3, simplify without using the table q squared. So we are asked to get the value of q squared, given that 1 over q is equals to root 3 minus 1 over root 3. So how do we do this? The first thing we're going to do is to solve this. We solve this up first. So by the time we're done solving it, then we can now get the square of whatever q is. So let's dash to work. So the first thing is 1 over q is equals to root 3 minus 1 over root 3. It's very important you have a basic knowledge of fractions and the rest here, and indices and the rest. All those things are very, very important. If you don't have the basic knowledge of all those things, you may struggle to understand most of the things you're doing, especially this very one. So what are we going to do next? The next thing we're going to do, since this is root 3 over 1 minus 1 over root 3, we can cross multiply like this, or we look for the LCM. So let's cross multiply. Now each time you cross multiply, after you're done multiplying this and this and this and this, you have to multiply the base, multiply the denominators. So this multiplies this multiplies this, then the denominators must multiply each other. That's how we go about it. So first of all, root 3 times root 3 right in here, the minus 1 times 1 over here, over the bases, the denominators, 1 times root 3 right here. So root 3 times root 3 will give us root 9, minus 1 times 1, which is 1, over 1 times root 3, which is root 3. So root 9 square root of 9, or root 9 is 3 minus 1 over root 3. So what do we have next? The next thing we have is 3 minus 1 is 2 over root 3. It is advisable to have the denominator or divisor to have it in a rational format. It's advisable to have the denominator in a rational format than to have the numerator in a rational format. Now, as you can see, this is rational, while this is irrational. This is a radicand. So what do we do here? The next thing we have to do now is to rationalize. We are not conjugating, but this is just a pure surd. You can call this a simple surd. So what do we do here? How do we rationalize? Times it by root 3 Whatever we do to the one under, we do to the one on top also root 3. So 2 times root 3 is 2 root 3 over root 3 times root 3 is root 9. So there's 2 root 3 over 3. So we've gotten what we want here. We've gotten that. So what do we do next? The next thing is 1 over q equals to 2 root 3 over 3. So if 1 over q is equal to 2 root 3 over 3, now don't forget we could cross multiply. So 3 times 1 is 3, q times 2 root 3. So what do we do next? The Bible starts by 2 root 3, 2 root 3. This takes out each other. So that will be q equals to 3 over 2 root 3. We could conjugate again. Root 3 times root 3. So that will be 3 root 3 over 2 times ordinary 3. Root 3 times root 3 is root 9. So that is 2 times ordinary 3. So 3 here 1, 3 here 1. So the q is root 3 over 2. That is what the q is. As simple as that. So what's the instruction? The instruction is that we should get the value of q squared. So if q is root 3 over 2, so q squared is going to be root 3 over 2 raised by 2 also. So that will be root 3 over 2 times root 3 over 2. Root 3 times root 3 is root 9 over 4. So square root of 9 is 3 over 4. That's our final answer. As easy as that. Okay, it's time for our take home. So we have a couple of questions here to test how much we got from today's exposition. So number one question, express 2 root 2 plus root 5 over root 10 in the form of a root 5 plus b root 2. Then we are expected to find a and b. So the next question, express root 32 plus 6 over root 2 as a single surd, and hence find the value of 7 over root 2. Then open your brackets, root 32 plus 6 over root 2. So I'll allow you to solve those two questions and leave your answers in the comment section. So at this very point in time, we're going to be drawing the curtain on today's exposition. So if you found this lesson resourceful, I'll love you to subscribe to this very channel and share this exposition. See you in the next exposition. Thanks.